Anytime it happens, anywhere it happens, you'll hear about it first, right here on America's Morning News.
It is 50 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to America's Morning News. I'm John McCaslin.
And I'm Kara Rowland.
And we are very pleased to have joining us right now. Hey, why not? We got the midterm elections coming up. Patrick Hughes. As usual, we're keeping tabs on the next wave of leaders in this country, and Patrick is the conservative candidate running in the Republican Senate primary in Illinois against a moderate sitting U.S. congressman by the name of Mark Kirk. Just a little bit of background. Mark Kirk is in his fifth term as a congressman on Capitol Hill, and he would like nothing more than to become the next senator from the state of Illinois, but if our guest has his way, that's not going to happen. Happy New Year, Mr. Hughes. Welcome to America's Morning News.
Happy New Year, John and Kara. Please call me Pat.
Will do, Pat. Now, listen, speaking of the swell of support that seems to be headed in your direction, I'm reading that the Tea Party is requesting that Republicans back you in the Illinois Senate race. Congratulations on that, because these guys seem to be powerful.
Well, thank you. Not only are they powerful, they're important. What we have going on here in Illinois is not unlike what happened in New York 23 or what's happening in Florida with Marco Rubio and Charlie Crist. The establishment wing of our Republican Party tried to clear the primary field for Mark Kirk, who's extraordinarily liberal. He voted for cap and trade. He voted against the Iraq surge, and on social issues, he is to the left of so many Democrats even. And so I got in this race to represent what I call mainstream Reagan conservative values. And the Tea Party folks are doing that same thing. And so they've gotten behind our candidacy in force. We had a huge event on Monday night with well over 500 people. And it's been a tremendous support from them and from people all over the state who want to put a conservative in Barack Obama's United States Senate seat.
Hey, Pat, we've got your latest campaign ad. Let's take a listen. If I can find it here. I think I can. Here we go.
Republicans in Congress aren't doing what Republicans are supposed to do. We're supposed to be the party of conservative values and fiscal responsibility. But Republicans like Mark Kirk vote for bank bailouts, huge deficits, and a cap-and-trade plan that raises taxes and costs jobs. America used to be a two-party system. Now it's a choice between Nancy Pelosi and Nancy Pelosi Light. I'm Patrick Hughes, and I approve this message because we need a conservative choice for U.S. Senate.
Now, Pat, and this is Kara, I covered the New York 23 race up there where they had, of course, a conservative party candidate, Doug Hoffman, challenging, as many would say, liberal Republican. And my question to you, there's been some debate whether or not this, some are calling it a civil war within the party, is good for the party or if it's going to tear it apart. And obviously I can guess your take on that, but let's hear it.
Well, I don't think that it's going to tear it apart. You know, American democracy is about what the people are looking for. I think now, like in New York 23, like in New Jersey and in Virginia with the gubernatorial races, Americans are looking to move back to fiscal responsibility, restraint, lower government, economic liberty, and our traditional values. And if that battle has to take place in order for us to get there, then so be it. And what I represent is a mainstream profile, a mainstream set of fiscal and social values, and that's what needs to be advocated in this election. And it's just like New York 23, where the establishment picked, in my view, the wrong person, someone so far outside of the mainstream of Republican thought, way offline on our Republican platform, that there needs to be an uprising to make sure that that doesn't happen, or else we're not going to have a party left down the road.
Mm-hmm. And now let's talk about Mr. Kirk. He has, I've read, tried to move back, sort of more to the right ahead of the primary. Obviously, it sounds like you're saying it's not enough.
Oh, it's not nearly enough. I mean, Congressman Kirk is someone, in my view, who does the things that he does to get elected and for political expediency. Cap and trade is a perfect example. 150 days ago or so, he voted for cap and trade, the largest tax in history, the largest transfer of power from individuals to the government in at least 70 years. And in my state, which is an industrial Midwest state, farming, manufacturing, oil, and coal deposits, it will wipe us out, and we're already at 11% unemployment. And 150 days after he did that, he's saying, "Oh, I won't vote for it when it's in the Senate." That's the type of politician he is. He votes to wipe out our state economically, side with the radical environmentalists on an issue that is completely the wrong issue, and then to try to get elected in response to my candidacy, he attempts to move. And it's not enough, and it won't be enough, and that's why the Tea Party folks and people all over the state are just so upset with that vote and other votes that he's made, which is why we're so confident the momentum's building in our favor towards the February 2nd primary.
Pat, I don't need to tell you how disgruntled and disenchanted Americans are with Congress, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, even the Republican side. The disapproval numbers are shocking. They're as low as they have ever been. I've been covering this city for nearly 3 decades now. You, sir, have never been involved in politics before.
Isn't that a wonderful thing?
It is.
The last thing that Washington needs is more Washington. For the last 10 years, for example, Mark Kirk has been in Congress, and our unemployment rate has skyrocketed. Our spending has skyrocketed under Republicans and Democrats. And what we need now is a new revolution of leadership with the values that we've already talked about on this program. And I and others across this country represent that movement. Mainstream people. I'm a business person. I've studied economics and how legislation impacts our economy, why an increased size of government impacts people's lives in a negative way. And that type of movement that isn't beholden to anybody but the people is an important thing in order for us to get the country back on track.
We got about 30 seconds. When's your primary scheduled?
It's February 2nd. It's going to be cold, but it's going to be exciting, and we're doing really well. We launched our first television ad. I'm traveling the state, going on radio like your program. Thank you for having me, and television, and doing everything we can to get our message out, and it's really resonating.
All right, Pat Hughes, conservative candidate running in the GOP Senate primary again, is coming up February 2nd in Illinois against the moderate sitting U.S. Congressman Mark Kirk. Thank you, sir, for being on America's Morning News. We appreciate it.
John and Kara, thank you so much.
All right, stay tuned. Coming up in the next hour on America's Morning News, Jennifer Harper will be here to help us celebrate Elvis Presley's 75th birthday today.
Economist Chris